Jody, get down, good lord. Baby got you going all over town. Strictly biz, we don't play around. Cover much ground, got game by the pound.
Spiritually nice, yet covertly judgmental. Toot toot!
Oh my goodness, this is gonna be some good stuff. This is Tiger Singleton, aka Tig Monk, dropping insight and wisdom like it's hot. Welcome to the show. So on this episode, spiritually nice and covertly judgmental, we are going to get into the insanity of the spiritual game, which plays itself across all paths, whether it's business, parenting, whatever. So you can take it and apply it anywhere you see your life unfolding. But essentially, what is being pointed to here in spiritually nice and covertly judgmental is trying to present oneself as non-judgmental in a spiritual way, but yet still talking about people that sees them other than divine perfection or exactly where they're supposed to be in the realm of wholeness. Not that they're way over here or way over there, but in the greater scheme of things, they're actually doing what's necessary for the blooming of their soul, which is something that we don't even know. So the opportunity here is to recognize that whenever you're talking about somebody else, you're talking about an aspect of yourself. I recently did a video on projections and the nonsense therein, and how that all plays out, that when you see another person, you're actually just seeing aspects of yourself. Perfect example of this is when you see somebody or say that somebody is irresponsible, what you are doing is you are drawing a comparison of what you think responsibility is and then put them outside that scope so that you can reaffirm your own sense of responsibility. And again, nothing wrong with this. It's a natural play within the human psyche. It just is a judgment that creates a restriction, that creates a judgment that projects that there's somebody else out there that is not as responsible as you, and you like your responsibility, don't you? So, because here's the deal, you calling somebody else irresponsible, just as easily somebody can look at your life and say, oh my God, your spirituality is so responsible. You think that there's this in life, you think that there's that in life, that is irresponsible. So the idea, the label, the judgment of that isn't actually a something, it's a mental construct. And so the invitation is to recognize that we are observing our own limitations about how we view ourselves. Because if you are trying to uphold a personal sense of responsibility by saying other people are this or that, then it only means that there's a conflict with your own sense of responsibility. It means that you see things within yourself that you are not okay with, that you deem as unworthy or unwhole. And so by default, you're gonna see it out there. You're going to see it in the people that you imagine that exist separately from you. And so here's the deal, my friend. When you look at somebody and anything that you say about them, you're actually speaking about yourself. And the beauty of this is the reflection is as such that life will show you the walls of your own limitation. It will reflect back to you the barriers that have been set up to protect your personal sense of identity, even your personal sense of spirituality and what you think that is. This is why I love making these videos, because we can just destroy all that nonsense. We can take the concept, the pretty little ball of spirituality, and watch it crumble, because the real spirituality is right now. It's the reality, it's the truth of this moment. And the reality is, all is well. Because this is the real reality. Our ideas and thoughts about other people are not the reality. Those are simply projections of how we see ourselves. And so the beauty is, when you come up against a situation or a circumstance where it seems like somebody threatens your view of yourself, and this happens in very, very, very subtle ways, so it's beautiful when it happens because then you can see it. It is simply exposing the confines here. See this confine here? It's exposing the confine to say, oh my God, there's so much more There is so much more available, there's so much more possible, but that cannot be experienced if we are holding on to those walls, if we're holding on to those confines, which is wrapped around who we think we are. And so in the self-inquiry, in getting clear about the reality of the self, which is a no self, then those walls begin to fall around. So the invitation, when you look out at other people, notice the judgments. Notice that say they're too much of this, not enough of that. I wish they were this way. I think they should be this way. Realize that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Realize that you are seeing your own worldview that is based on your conditioning. And the truth is that we don't really know. We don't really know. So in that, you can release them, take a step back, and then look at what's happening in here. Because the more that we look out at other people and believe our judgments, believe our ideas, it is simply a letting go of our personal power. God, that sounds like too much Tony Robbins stuff. But it releases our inherent joyful responsibility to see the creation that's unfolding from within us. And so realize that nobody else is interrupting your walls, your confine, that they are simply reflecting back to you the walls that you have built. And this is the real freedom. Also, there's another video that was recently done called Real Freedom. This is the freedom that you completely let go of people and let them move in the way that is appropriate for their soul. And again, not appropriate in the way that your mind thinks it, because this is what happens. I say that, and then the mind creates a concept of, well, this is appropriate and this isn't appropriate. The truth is, we don't know. That's the reality. And when you let go of people like that, you can see them clearly, which helps you see yourself more clearly, that the limitation you're projecting out is what you project onto yourself, and you can question that. Is it really true that this is that? Is it really true that I know this about another or about my own limitation? You see, again, letting go of others helps you look at the reality that you're creating. It helps you regain a sense of recognition that what you are is the one that is creating this. When you look out at anything that you see, all it becomes is an idea for you. It's like somebody can look at this rock structure here and say, oh my God, that's so twisted and ugly. Someone should really come and clean this up and landscape it and make it look all pretty, because then if it was all pretty, then it would be spiritual. No! Stop it! It's already spiritual. Blah, 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 blah. All right, I'm out. I am in Stockholm. The events start tonight here in the city. You can go to tigmonk.com/events to learn more about that. We have a whole week of events going on. I think there's 25 hours of sad song that's happening while I'm here. And it's just going to be a fantastic immersion. So if you want to participate that, get on tigmonk.com/events and learn more about it. Other than that, I just posted the August end of summer retreat. It's going to be fantastic. 9 days, an explosion of love. It is the most inexpensive retreat that I've ever been involved in. So if you want to come play with us, come explore, come drop the bullshit limitation that says you're not enough and says other people are not enough. It's not just about the idea of you, it's about everyone. Then come play with us for a little amount of money. Whatever that means. Aloha and cheers to the beauty that you already are.